Okay, just want to say something before starting. I'm just a random person that you see on the internet, okay? I know I have a strong accent, like I'm French, and it has been really also something that takes me time to start this podcast, also because I had a lot of things to do, and when you never like so sure. But one of the thing that was I didn't know if I was going to do it. It was really because of my accent, and I'm French, so my accent when I'm talking in English, I mean, maybe they are French with amazing English accent, but like the French accent is really well known to be quite strong, and I was not sure that people would really like understand everything I would say, or you always know that on internet you can have any kind of people commenting on you behind a screen and like saying really nasty or mean stuff, and I was like, maybe I'm never gonna start it because I didn't want to be judged or to feel pressure on me. And mine was really something I was really insecure about, and I'm still very insecure about, but I'm still doing it because I wanna do something that really matters and can help some people. And just if you don't like it, if you don't like my accent, please free to move to the next video and don't listen to it. And I'm just a random person on the internet that is making another podcast, and just if you like it, this is great. And if it can like really bring things to you, that's amazing. And this is really what I'm really trying to do, and trying to express and really share my thoughts and some tips with you based on on some books, some philosophers, some psychologists, psychoanalysts, because this is a thing that you don't have necessarily knowledge about, but this is a thing I've been always extremely interested in, and starting really school and literature, and this is something that is very important. Even philosophy, it's something that it's mandatory in certain class, at least from my generation it was. And in France, because you really want like people to be able to think by themselves, and it's always fascinating me to have the possibility to see some example of your own life that actually happened in books, or that some like philosopher studied a long time ago, and that you can really reflect on it right now. And it's so it's so important, especially in a time where everything is so much fast paced. I think having like some books and referring, and I feel like having some experiences that happened and that are said by people that live from a different time, and that you can really read like in history and like different things. It's so important to breathe and like take the time to reflect on your own life. And that's why every week I wanna pick a topic and really talk about it. But once again, I'm just a random person on the internet. You take everything you need to take from. If you don't like it, just move on, and that's completely fine. So yeah, love you. That was just my little introduction, but let's go to this week topic then. So actually this is perfect, because this week topic is, comfort can be risky. So you have the thing, like in the book, or from a young age, we were taught to buy a life that it's stable, that predictable, where everything feels always safe, according to a plan that you have in mind, or that you see because of a parental model that you want maybe to or because maybe it's the society you've been born into that put that into your mind. But so you really have this idea, same job. It's gonna be a bit cliche what I'm saying, but like same job, same routines, places, same people, same circle. No risk. Why? Because there is this thing with risk. Risk can be often correlated as unstable, hard, dangerous, linking sometimes to failure. So a lot of time, comfort tends to be chosen over risk. And here is the catch. Comfort is really seductive, like staying in the same city, staying with the same group of people all the time, staying in the same position for years. It feels okay, right? But it actually tricks you into thinking you're okay. I mean, sometimes, not for everyone, of course, because everyone has his own perception of life. But sometimes when you're too comfortable into something, you think you're okay. But deep down, you can be really bored, or, like, can feel really restless, just, maybe like feel a little bit dead inside. And that is like really the real danger. Hi, Emma. Welcome back to the second episode of my podcast, Kayan Talks. So as I said, like, today I want to go deeper into a subject with you, and it is about living life without taking risk. So let me tell you something straight up. Comfort isn't always safe. Like, actually, sometimes it's really the most dangerous place to be, and you don't even realize that. But comfort keeps you still in some way. Comfort keeps you small. And you have this thing with comfort that it can keep you stuck in a life that you don't even like, just because it doesn't hurt enough to live it, basically. So that's the trap, right? As I was saying, the job that pays okay but drains you, or the relationship that's fine but really full, or the city like the back of your hand, but that hasn't inspired you for years. And that quiet voice in your chest, and that quiet voice in your chest that keeps whispering, there has to be more than this. And you keep shushing it because this is comfortable. But let me ask you one thing. Since when did comfortable become the goal? You weren't born to be comfortable. You were born to really expand, to change, to learn new things, to feel deeply, and to burn for something, to have hobby, to really have something that is brave to you. Last time, in my first episode, I took example of a philosopher to illustrate my first episode, Go Where You Feel Alive, Baby. If you didn't listen to it, it's available on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, and you can go to listen to it or to watch it on YouTube. So here in this episode, I also want to base what I'm saying and this idea of risk on philosopher. And you have this French philosopher, Simone de Beauvoir, that wrote something that I really want to share with you. And Simone de Beauvoir, she was this really engaged French philosopher. She was really famous about writing about freedom, rights, and she was also famous because she was actually the lifelong partner of Sartre, the philosopher. I took some example last time when I told you existence precedes essence. So, but whatever, Simone de Beauvoir wrote something that I found very true for this episode, and when we are talking about risk, she say, change your life today. Don't gamble on the future. Act now, without delay. Because waiting is a way of leaving some dreams behind you and building regrets. And yes, you don't know what's gonna happen next if you start something new. But remember one thing, from what we are aware of, we only live once. So if you really have something in mind, you should take the risk right now. Stop putting your dreams, your action to tomorrow because it feels risky. And actually, when it feels scary to jump in, this is exactly when you jump in. I don't remember when I heard this sentence, but I really wanted to say it. So yeah, when it feels scary to jump in, this is exactly when you jump in. I think that's a great sentence to remember. Because really this idea of keep in mind that comfort keeps you small. Comfort keeps you still. Comfort keeps you quiet. When everything is in your body, it's actually screaming. At any moment, you can flip the script. That's the thing. You can walk away from what doesn't serve you. You can write a new narrative. And every person you admire, every successful person, every artist or maybe creator or CEO, leaders, they all have done the same thing. They reach comfort for a vision, not a plan, not a guaranteed outcome, but a vision of who they wanted to become. So let me ask you something. Who is the version of yourself that you dream about when no one is watching? Or you would like people to remember of you? Your children, your friends, your inner person, How would she act or would he act? What would be his story? Where this person would live? What language this person would speak? What country would I visit? What are these dreams? What are these passions? What are these hobbies? And this is really what you need to sometimes and reflect on it. For instance, I always have an attraction for Asia. And also because my parents live there for a bit and stuff, but I felt my story would really be between Paris and South Asia and then Pacific Asia, maybe Tokyo, some big cities. I really feel every time I'm there, this energy that really matched my, and I always have really this idea that I would be really between Paris and I don't know, Tokyo, for instance, or some big cities that, I would be able to meet new people that would really inspire me, that I could really learn more about history, architecture, culture, retake these big cities has to offer because there are so much energy, there are so much, a dynamic that would really lead me up in some ways. And I was really always picturing this image of this tribe, but this image of women that would be really strong and independent, always curious, and of course sometimes a little bit scared. For instance, literally doing this, it just doesn't come like this in one day. And of course you're always afraid of what people are gonna think about you. Or I hate my accent, for instance, so should I do a podcast where people basically hear my voice, but I didn't want to do it in French because I knew, I know how to speak in English, and I knew in French I would reach and maybe help less people, and where I'm sharing the thought on a specific topic, and I feel in English it would be stronger because of course it would touch, really help more people if I was doing it in English. But you always have this little fear into you, and you always can be stressed and stuff, but at the end, when you do something, you would feel much more aliveness from it. And what I mean by this is really if you have a dream in mind, a figure that you would like to meet one day, a person that really inspires you and that you want maybe to, to have some similarities with, or to have a cause that you really like and you want to really fight for, but just really become this person, fight for this certain cause. Because you don't necessarily have to have it already all figured out. You just have to move. This idea of movement and really towards thing that excites you, scares you, towards the unknown, towards life. Because staying in the same place just because it's familiar, that's not safety. Literally, that's self-abandonment. And here is your reminder. You are a tree. You can move. You can change your mind. And you can rewrite your story at any time. Because the risk isn't failure. The real risk is waking up at 35, 40, 50, 60, whenever, and realize you never bet on yourself. Never took the chance. Never chased that thing inside you, lighting up in the quiet moments. And I want you to be honest with yourself right now. Situation that you are in right now and you are not happy with. Is it just because it's familiar? Is it just because it's easy? What dream did you downgrade because it didn't fit neatly into your comfort zone and you feel risky? But what version of dying to come alive but can't because you won't open the door to it? So I'm not saying you should quit your job today or move across the world tomorrow. But I'm just saying to you, and that's also like really the thing in this episode, it's start comfortable on purpose. Say yes to the thing that scares you. Have the conversation you've been avoiding. Apply for something you feel you're not necessarily ready for. Take the first step, any step, outside the circle you drew. That's where the magic is. Discomfort isn't punishment. It means you're shifting. Something real is really happening. It means you're on the edge of transformation. And let me tell you, nothing truly worth having ever came safe. It can be nice, but it can also rob your future, of your dreams. You know, I was watching an interview of Angelina Jolie, and I remember like seeing this interview and that moved me, and I said that thing. I think what's risky is living life and never trying for anything, and never doing something brave, and never getting yourself scared. And that's the thing. Maybe the real danger isn't in trying and failing. Maybe it's just never trying things at all. You don't need a 5-year plan. You just need a little bit of this fire and to make a change that would make your life better in the long term. A little rebellion, a tiny refusal to keep sleepwalking through your life. So here in this episode, that's my quiet permission to you. To get a little bit messy, you know, to say yes to something that scares you, to apply for that thing that you don't necessarily feel ready for. And don't forget to take a step back and question things sometimes. Forget comfort feels safe, but it really can rob you, you know, of your courage, of your art, of your capability, of your joy, of your wideness. You weren't born to repeat like the same Monday to Friday for like 50, you know. You were born to evolve constantly, create, to have different ideas, to disagree with something, to have an opinion, to really, you were born to really feel different things, to create, and really to choose freedom, even when it terrifies you. So I think here we go with this recording. If you like this episode, if you stay into this, thank you so much for spending this moment with me. I really hope that could have touched you and inspire you to take the next step into your life, or just in some area of your life. And yeah, if you like this episode, don't hesitate to save it and hit the 5-star button. Like it, save it. Thank you so much. Until next time, this is Emma. This is Karen Talks. If this hits something real into you, don't let it stay in your head. Journal it, speak it, live it, fear it. And until next episode, take the risk for something new, baby. Book a gym class, so you are forced to go, no choice, no hesitation, you do it. Add a change in your routine, even if it's just to like wake up 10 minutes before, like read something, read some news that you find interesting, like find this newspaper that's bringing you some, that adding you some value to your knowledge. Say something real to someone. Have this call, have this conversation, you know, even if it scares you, especially if it scares you. Do it. Kisses.